Up off net. Are we good now? Did we do it? Are we good now? Up off net. Come on in. Come on in. The water's fine. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, Lord. Don't. All right, man. Look, we got one. This is war room time right here. Everybody come on in. Hit the like. Come on in. The water's fine. Hit the Tyson bell. It's wartime. It's wartime in here. First, I want to say this. Look, we about to go at it. We about to go at it in the war room. DJ For Real, what's going on with you? T, King Joe. What's going on with you? John M. What's going on? Just Blaze? Oops. Hey, man. Look. First, I want to say this. We're about to go at it in the war room. We got to go at it in the war room, okay? There's blood in the water. Blood will be shed. All right, man, look. I got on my Tyson Ranch shirt. I'm ready to go to war. Now, this is the whole topic. This is the discussion. Manny Pacquiao. There's no debate anymore. Debate's over. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Money Mayweather. He must be greater. Go Cup. And that's the black two sugars. Now, I'm open for discussion. We're going to debate, but when we leave this live stream, we're going to leave with an answer. And I'm suspecting that the answer will be that Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Money Mayweather. No discussion. Like, no, it's for sure that Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is greater than him, and that's the black two sugars. Let's hit the Tyson bell. Come on in, the water's fine. Come on, let more people get in here. Let more people get in here. Okay. I know the link is all messed up thing that I did as far as marketing because I had to change the link. So let more people come in here. Hit the button. You hit the like button and we'll get everybody in here. So it's not just my job to make sure I put on a good live stream. It's also the job of this community to make sure that this live stream get the notifications out, that everybody know that everything is happening, that we're starting this this debate here in this community. So let's see what you guys got to say so far. Pac-Man was robbed. Doing what? They hating already. Here's the thing. There's no hate. Okay, hold on. Let's start with the rules. We're not going to be hating here. But before we say we're not going to be hating, we first got to define hate. What is hate? Because I know we're sensitive in here. When it comes to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Money Mayweather, we're sensitive in here. Hit the Tyson bell. I know that. If you are from the Philippines and you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, you're going to say, well, if he was from the States, then he would surely be ranked number one pound for pound of all time. He'll be over Muhammad Ali. He'll be over Sugar Ray Robinson. That's what you're going to say. And if you're a Floyd Money Mayweather fan and you happen to be a black person, if you're black and a Floyd Money Mayweather fan, you're going to look at me and say, you don't love your own self. So I know where we are. Okay. There's a high level of sensitivity in here. So I'm ready for it. But first and foremost, what I have to do is define hate. We have to define hate. We have to define hate. Is it hateful? It's hateful when you bring up race and you bring up culture and, you know, the demographics like that. Then that's when you slide into hate. Okay. When you start analyzing and criticizing resumes, analyzing and criticizing fighting style, analyzing and criticizing outcomes like performances, that's not hate. That's just critical analysis and your opinion. Okay. So let's start there. So let's go. Where do I stand as ShowBizz the adult? Where do I stand? I stand on the side of Manny Pacquiao being greater than Floyd Money Mayweather, but I've been saying that consistently. Now, who's my favorite fighter out the two? My favorite is Floyd Money Mayweather. That's my favorite, but that has nothing to do with who's greater. Now, I want you guys to understand that, and we're going to separate the two. Your favorite has nothing to do with who's greater, okay? My favorite heavyweight of all time is Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. He's not greater than Muhammad Ali. He's not greater than Joe Louis. He's not greater than George Foreman. He's not greater than those boys, okay? So we have to go there. Him being my favorite fighter ever is Roy Jones Jr. He's not greater than Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not greater than Roberto Duran. He's not greater than Floyd Money Mayweather as far as when you talk about accomplishments, right? He's not great. He's close, but he's not greater than Manny Pacquiao. Hit to Tyson Bell. I like him more. I think he's more of a warrior than a lot of guys. But because he's your favorite doesn't mean he's greater. All right? It's the black two sugars. So I'm getting off the favorite thing. I'm about to sit in who's greater. All right? Now, Roy was better, though. To me, yeah. Roy was better. Now, before we start getting nitpicking at all of the things, okay, all the accolades and accomplishments, and we're going to discuss those things. A lot of you guys in the war room, you're going to be bringing those things up. If I'm wrong, correct me. We got to make sure we state the facts here. Here's the thing. When Floyd Money Mayweather, hate is nothing more than projection of our own inadequacies. Absolutely. Hit to Tyson Bell. Which is why I'm never threatened by people hating on me. I'm always saddened by it. When everybody say, don't feed the trolls, don't feed the haters, Biz, I'm saddened by it. I know exactly why they're saying what they're saying. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with Pacquiao. It has nothing to do with Floyd. It has nothing to do with white. It has nothing to do with black. It's if you're feeling very heavily insecure about something, you got to blame somebody. Hit to Tyson Bell. So it's very revealing when I see hate speech, okay? And we're going to talk about all the ugly things too. We're going to talk about the ugly things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to talk about race. We're going to talk about steroids. We're going to talk about those things because we can't help to do it. If I make too many factual comments about either one, we're going to get somebody who is an extreme Manny Pacquiao fan jumping down my throat, calling me biased. Or we're going to get an extreme Floyd Money Mayweather fan jumping down my throat saying I don't like, I'm self-hate. I don't like myself. I don't like black people. So we're going to get that. All right? So we can't help but to dive into that a little bit. So look, let me start off by speaking on the elephant in the room, first and foremost. Floyd Money Mayweather, you got to understand what caused this live stream. Floyd Money Mayweather taking on Logan Paul says everything about why I'm saying Manny Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Money Mayweather. Hit to Tyson Bell. Y'all knew that was coming. Let's start there and then work our way back. Floyd Money Mayweather taking on Logan Paul says everything about why. It says nothing. It says everything. Everything about why I say that is just proof that Manny Pacquiao is greater. Facts, big facts. Let me tell you why. Why is Floyd Mayweather taking on Logan Paul? Let's go. Being seriously? Yeah, E, you tell me. Why is Floyd Mayweather taking on Logan Paul? Tell me. Tell me. For the bag. He could fight Manny Pacquiao for a bigger bag. Come on, man. Hit the Tyson bell. Don't tell me for the bag. Don't tell me for the bag. Don't tell me for the bag. It's not about the bag. Not about the bag alone. It's not about the bag. Floyd equal low risk, high reward in the last decade. Chase money over greatness. If Manny was American, there you go. Most people would see him as greater than Floyd. I saw you coming, Sam. I saw you coming. It's not about American, bro. It's not. We love Manny Pacquiao all over the world. It's not about American. It's not. But that low risk, high reward thing, absolutely. Let's talk on it. It's not about the bag. There is something in Floyd Money Mayweather that says, look, I can get way more money taking on Manny Pacquiao in a rematch than Logan Paul. Drake, hit the Tyson bell. But I won't do it. Why? Because it's scary. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. I won't do it because it's scary. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. It's too risky. No. No. It's easier. Let's talk about greatness. Let's talk about greatness. He's retired, then why is he fighting? He's retired, then why is he fighting? Say for the bag again, so I can say fight Manny Pacquiao. Say it's exhibition, so I can say fight Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition. Fight Oscar De La Hoya. Exhibition. Oscar De La Hoya is retired. Rican speaking. Mayweather taking on Logan Paul because he feels like he started this exhibition thing with McGregor. McGregor was a pro fight, not an exhibition. And he saw numbers Tyson pulled with Roy Jones fight, and he feel he can pull more numbers. He can pull more numbers. He can fight Manny Pacquiao. You like my idea, De La Hoya? That's been all of our idea. My idea was always saying Floyd Mayweather jump in the Legends Only League and fight those boys. So it's not about the fight. It can't be about the fight. It can't be about the love of the fight because he would have fought a fighter. Hit the Tyson bell. He's retired from professional boxing. I just said exhibition with Pacquiao then. Exhibition with De La Hoya. Biz, you replying to my comment on your Instagram made my day yesterday. Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Your comment made my day. It can't be about the fight game because he would have fought a fighter. It's the clout. Exactly. It's entertainment. It's the clout. Exactly. That's exactly why I said everything. Floyd Money Mayweather against Logan Paul says everything about why I even did this live stream. It's about the clout. It's a reflection. It's a reflection. It represents how Floyd Mayweather went about his career. Hit the Tyson bell. Manny Pacquiao fighting Keith one-time Thurman and capturing the WBA super welterweight title, beating Keith one-time Thurman. First time Keith's ever been beat. Thurman only been beat one time, and that was by Manny Pacquiao at 40 years old. Now Manny Pacquiao was looking at Terrence Bud Crawford or Errol the True Spence. And then you have Floyd Money Mayweather fighting Logan Paul. That says everything about both of those guys. It says everything about both of those guys. I'm not saying don't respect Floyd Mayweather. Respect Floyd Mayweather. But you got to respect what Manny Pacquiao is doing more. Hit the Tyson bell. And I'm not saying that Floyd shouldn't be in retirement. Retire. But that doesn't mean what he's doing now and what he's been doing is greater than what Manny Pacquiao's been doing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Floyd Money Mayweather isn't great. He's great. I'm just saying Manny Pacquiao is greater. I like Floyd and have respect for him, but I agree with your logic. It was about money. He can make more fighting Manny. This move is about attention. It's about attention. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't get to the bag. I'm saying get to the bag. Go ahead. Exhibition. Easy money. Guess who's going to be tuned in? ShowBizz, the dope. I'm going to be tuned in, cracking up, laughing my balls off, loving the entire exhibition between Logan Paul and Floyd Money Mayweather. But still, it represents his career. The way he went about it, the way he thought. Followed up right behind Mike Tyson, said, no, let's make that Logan Paul thing really happen. Let's make that Logan Paul thing really happen. Manny Pacquiao, he's trying to be unified welterweight champion at 42 years old. It has a chance. I think it's for his ego, Biz. In my humble opinion, it bothers Floyd how much admiration and praise Mike Tyson is getting. That's what I said in my video. Absolutely. Floyd is a promoter. He wants to put on athletes who want to box. Jake and Logan Paul both take the sport seriously, and they have names. What's wrong? What are you talking about? What's wrong, Chris? You're trying your best, Chris, but you know in your heart that's ridiculous what you just said. You know that in your heart because fighters go about their lives totally differently. You will never catch Mike Tyson fighting a Logan Paul. You will never catch Mike Tyson fighting a YouTuber. Bet money. Bet money. His heart doesn't beat like that. His heart don't beat that way. You will never see Mike Tyson fighting a YouTuber. Bet money. Bet money. And there's some big, swole YouTubers out there. A new member. Boy. Bet money. Bet money. Now check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Floyd Mayweather is fighting Logan Paul, right? He's fighting Logan Paul, right? He's fighting a YouTuber, right? Why the YouTuber that has the less risk involved? Not only is Floyd Mayweather taking on a very low risk, high reward fight, he's taking on the less risky YouTuber out of all of them. Wait a minute. Y'all talking about a smart move. The buzz is with Jake Paul. Even that goes into the psyche. Even that goes into the psyche. If you're going to fight a YouTuber, which I don't respect that, but if you're going to fight a YouTuber, why fight the one that's 0-1? Hit the Tyson Bale. If you're going to follow behind the trend, why fight the guy who is 0-1? Why not fight the guy who went viral? Why not fight Jake Paul? If you're going to fight the guy, why not fight Jake? Mayweather exhibition fights has nothing to do with his legacy and greatness as a fighter during his actual career. We'll get there. You don't think so? It reflects the mindset, though, of Floyd Mayweather. That Floyd Mayweather is the same guy right now in exhibition as he was when he was a fighter. He's the same guy. Let me tell you this. His last 3 fights, okay? His last 3 fights, Logan Paul is about to be the most experienced one. Hit the Tyson Bale. Logan Paul is the most experienced boxer. 0-1. McGregor 0-0. Tension 0-0. Logan Paul 0-1. His last 3 fighters, the last 3 times he fought, all of them got a collective record of 0-1. So we should have no problem taking greatness away from Ali, who had multiple exhibitions that weren't competitive anyways. Much love. Dude, let me tell you something about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, he had an exhibition against a wrestler, all right? That right there was that goofy stuff that Floyd Mayweather did with the Big Show, where Iron Mike Tyson did with Stone Cold Steve Austin and what's my man name? DX, those guys, the Heartbreak Kid and all those guys. That's the same thing what Tyson Fury just did last year in the WWE. Many boxers do that with wrestling. That's always happened. It's just a fun fake thing that Floyd did with the Big Show. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Now, the other exhibitions he did was with fighters. Hold on one second. I was just about to super chat that exact point. Took the words right out of my mouth. He should at least fight KSI. Also, the odds over at busr.com/showbiz should be interesting. Hit the Tyson Bale. Absolutely. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Many fighters do exhibitions. Many fighters do exhibitions. It's not the fact that he did an exhibition. It's who he's fighting. Hold on. That fight, a circus act, is all about money. But let me tell you this. I'm not saying that Floyd Mayweather having an exhibition with Logan Paul, having an exhibition with Tension, and having a 50-0 fight with Conor McGregor. I'm not saying that those things mean that he's not a great fighter. Listen to what I'm saying. He is a great fighter. Floyd Mayweather is a top 20 all-time great fighter. At least top 25 all-time great fighter. But Manny Pacquiao is greater. That's the conversation. Floyd, Logan Paul is a hell of a fight. Exactly. Thanks for the super chat. I'm saying Manny Pacquiao is better. He's greater. Now, let's go here. Now let's talk about excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's talk about their professional career. Let's do this. Now, the point I made with Logan Paul was just to say this is how Floyd Mayweather went about his career. But let's talk about their career. Thank you so much. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, he kicks Manny Pacquiao's ass every day. Hit the Tyson Bale. In my opinion, Floyd Money Mayweather whoops Manny Pacquiao every time. In my opinion, Floyd Mayweather is a better fighter than Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. In my opinion, Pacquiao can't beat Floyd. He can't beat Floyd. He can't beat him. Pacquiao can't beat him. He can't beat him. I always knew he couldn't beat him. Pacquiao can't beat that dude. Floyd Mayweather is one of the most crafty, athletic, gifted, very smart, just well-rounded, advanced, amazing fighters in the ring. Period. Floyd Mayweather beats Manny Pacquiao, every version of Manny Pacquiao. The Manny Pacquiao who knocked out Hatton, the Manny Pacquiao who was rocking Cotto around the ring. Every version of Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather beats him. He beats him. Manny Pacquiao is greater. Manny Pacquiao had a greater career. You want to know why? Let me tell you something. Floyd Mayweather, not only is he a tough egg to crack, he's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. Hit the Tyson Bale. Not only is he a tough egg to crack, he's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. All right? But even in fighting Manny Pacquiao, he was fully aware of his shoulder. Team Pacquiao asked Floyd Mayweather, hey, we still want to fight you. We got an injured shoulder. I just want to be able to take painkillers. If you let Manny Pacquiao take painkillers, we would not cancel this fight. Floyd Mayweather said, bet, come night of the fight, Floyd Mayweather sent the Nevada State Commission over there so they cannot take the painkillers. Hit the Tyson Bell. Even though he was a better fighter than Manny Pacquiao, he still made sure he had an edge. That's the mind of Floyd Mayweather. And then Floyd Mayweather sat in his room and put a needle in his arm and illegally administered some hydration fluid to rehydrate. Illegally. While he's sitting in the Nevada State Commission over there to check on Manny Pacquiao with the painkillers, he illegally was administering an IV. Who's greater? One guy, injured shoulder, let Floyd Mayweather know. Floyd Mayweather said, you can take painkillers. Then sent the guy over there, then illegally administered an IV. It's hard to celebrate his legacy because he's always found a way to put his ego before the sport. It's about what a person does to move the sport forward. Absolutely. Hit the Tyson Bell. What I'm saying is, it's all of those things. It's all of those things, bro. It's all of those things. Floyd Mayweather would beat that guy every day of the week. And Floyd Mayweather wasn't sure of it. So he did everything he could. He did everything he could. Now check this out. Check this out. I'm going to ask show business partners in the war room. Ali fought an exhibition against a football player. Did that hurt his legacy? No. No, because he went on to fight Larry Holmes and then he fought Trevor Burbick. No. Ali had Parkinson's and fought Larry Holmes. And you thought that was the end. He went on to fight Trevor Burbick. He passed the torch. Floyd Money Mayweather, on his way out, he fought Conor McGregor. Muhammad Ali, on his way out, he fought Larry Holmes, then Trevor Burbick, and he had a full mustache. No, it didn't. It didn't. He passed the torch like all the great fighters do. Hit the Tyson Bell. Did Floyd fight Keith one time? Thurman. Did he pass the torch? No. He fought Berto. Then he fought Conor McGregor. Did Black Son do them push-ups, though? Work life. I hope he did. I hope he did. I know he got a video coming up. Oh, new member. Boy. Check this out. So let's look at what they've done. Let's look at their accomplishments. Does Floyd Mayweather being 50-0, does that make him greater than Manny Pacquiao? I'll wait. That's the Black Two Sugars. Holla at me. Berto is good, though. Yeah, so is Lucas Matisse. So is Jeff Horn. So is Rios and Algieri. A high-scoring team going 12-4 is not greater than a team who gains 5 yards of play and is 16-0. Mayweather's greater than Pacquiao. Hold on. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about if a college team goes to the league and get more championship Super Bowls than a league team. Hit the Tyson Bell. Manny Pacquiao started as a flyweight. Forget that. Manny Pacquiao went pro at 16 under 100 pounds. Manny Pacquiao started at 16 under 100 pounds. He ended up an 8-division world title holder. There's no way he should have been beating welterweights. We're talking about a college football team. We're talking about a little guy getting mad, defending titles, beating 5 lineal champions. That's what we're talking about. See, Floyd Mayweather, the thing about Floyd Mayweather is he's naturally bigger than Manny Pacquiao. Let's put this, let me do it this way. Floyd Money Mayweather, if you want to know how good Manny Pacquiao is and his great accomplishments at welterweight, what that means, that's like Floyd Mayweather fighting at middleweight. That's like Floyd Mayweather fighting. When Manny Pacquiao took on Keith one time Thurman and beat him, that's like Floyd Mayweather fighting Jermell Charlo right now and beating him. That's what that was. That's what that was. Manny Pacquiao fighting Keith Thurman is like Floyd Mayweather right now beating Jermell Charlo out of his belts. Manny Pacquiao was a little guy. He's a little guy. He's a little guy, bro. He ain't no welterweight. But this is what I have to ask you guys. Is PEDs, right? We'll talk about PEDs. Let's talk about PEDs. That's the biggest problem with Manny Pacquiao. The biggest problem with Manny Pacquiao is this. Everybody hit the like button. The biggest problem with Manny Pacquiao is this. Steroids. Black two sugars. You can't criticize anything Manny Pacquiao did his entire career. You can't criticize any of it. How? How will you criticize him beating the hell out of Barrera and fighting Eric Morales and knocking out Ricky Hatton and Oscar De La Hoya and Cotto and fighting and going all the way up to fight Margarito and fighting Floyd Mayweather and fighting Keith one time Thurman and fighting Sugar Shane Mosley and all those boys? You can't criticize that. Marquez a million times. Steroids. We'll get there. Who you got? Mayweather after Berto versus Jermell now. That's actually a good fight. That's how great of a fighter Floyd Mayweather is. The problem is he didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. The fact that Manny Pacquiao was doing those things shows what he's made of, why he's so great. Of course you have losses when you have the mentality of Manny Pacquiao. Of course you have losses. Now, check this out. Let's talk about the steroids. Let's talk about the steroids real quick. Everybody hit the like button. We got 1,000 people in here. We only have so many likes. Hit the like button. Let's talk about the steroids. No proof. Fine. But that is the criticism of Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, that fight could have happened if Manny Pacquiao would have just taken the random blood testing. No. We all talk about Floyd Mayweather. He dodged Manny Pacquiao. Okay, but Floyd Mayweather said, I even pay for it. Hit the Tyson Bale. He said, dude, random blood testing, whatever, Olympic style blood testing, we'll fight right now. Manny never took it, saying he was afraid of needles, but he got a tattoo. You can't help but to wonder why he never took it. So it keeps that fog. It keeps the fog. Manny has to erase that fog. Listen, the thing about Manny Pacquiao is this. He is so great. That people are like, he must have been on steroids. Hit the Tyson Bale. The biggest criticism of Manny Pacquiao is this. He is so great that people are like, he must have been on steroids. So let's shut him up. Take the random blood testing. Nope. Then he takes on Keith one time Thurman, and they both agree to not do random blood. What? They agreed to not have the VADA. What? Hold on. What? Oh, man. Wait a minute. You go from not doing the random blood testing to make sure that Floyd Money Mayweather fight happened. And then one of your greatest accomplishments, you keep the cloud up there because both of you guys say, hey, well, let's not do the. Let me tell you what you're going to get from me. You're going to get an unbiased boxing fan. Hit the Tyson Bale. You're going to get an unbiased boxing fan. That's what you're going to get from me. And I told you guys from the very beginning, Floyd Money Mayweather is one of my favorite fighters ever. Top 5 favorite fighters ever. Floyd Money Mayweather. I still think Manny Pacquiao is greater. Why? He hasn't failed anything. See, Manny Pacquiao still is, You have all these speculations and all these conspiracies, but he's yet to fail anything. So I can't say that he's on steroids. Definitely, he hasn't failed anything. Hit to Tyson Bale. He hasn't failed anything. So what do I say? You spitting the truth, 100%. So what do I say? Do I say he must have been on steroids? That's what people say about my favorite fighter, Roy Jones Jr. He must have been on steroids. He had to have been. Did he fail anything? Floyd didn't fail. Floyd illegal. Let's not lie. Floyd didn't have steroids in the system ever. Floyd illegally administered an IV that was there to rehydrate him quick before. You can't do that. That's illegal. You can't do that. He didn't have to take steroids, but you can't do that. You can't do that. So he cheated. He cheated. You can't, but let's not say he was on steroids. Let's not say he was on steroids. So look, my man hit to Tyson Bale. Floyd beat Canelo. That's it. That's mad love. Floyd taking on Canelo was mad love. I don't want to hear nothing. The only criticism I want to hear about Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, I really don't want to hear it. Him beating Canelo was humongous. I'm sorry. And the fashion in which he beat him, I'm sorry. That was you can't say nothing about that. The only thing that you can say about that is Floyd Mayweather fought at 154 a few times. He fought at 154 against Oscar. He fought at 154 against Cotto. Why didn't he just fight at 154 against Canelo Alvarez? Hit to Tyson Bale. You fought before. Why not fight Canelo at 154? But here's the thing. Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya and them, Golden Boy, they offered to go down and hit him at a catch weight. Hit to Tyson Bale. So what Floyd going to do? Do the Logan Paul stuff. All right, fine. You put yourself at a disadvantage. I'll be a fool not to take it. That's what happened. So I really can't say anything about Canelo and Floyd other than Floyd kicked that butt. I'm unbiased as well. I just can't see why now Floyd's career being over is bringing into question the greatness, saying if Manny fights McGregor. No! Dude, it's what he's doing is representing how he went about his career. This is Floyd. But drained Canelo. Fine. But Canelo drained himself. Floyd ain't got nothing to do with that. See, Canelo drained himself. Floyd, y'all said y'all are going to go down and meet me at a catch weight. Fine. Floyd is a boxer. He ain't a runner. He a boxer. But let me tell you this. Going to that point, though, everybody hit the like button. There's over 1,000 people in here. Everybody hit the like button. We're on fire right now. And there's blood in the water. I see the war. But here's the thing. What Manny Pacquiao is doing right now, Floyd Money Mayweather should be doing. Why? Floyd Money Mayweather barely got touched. Floyd Money Mayweather is probably the highest, most technically sound. When I'm talking about as far as percentage of punches landed and thrown and missed and all those. Have you seen the crazy stats from Floyd Mayweather? How many punches they missed against him? How many he landed against them? Whoa! It should be more preserved than Manny Pacquiao. He should be doing what Manny Pacquiao's doing. Floyd should have fought Crawford. Floyd should have fought Errol the True Spence. Floyd should have fought Keith One-Time Thurman. He's more preserved than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao went about his career like a warrior. Why is he still here fighting at a high level, talking about undisputed? Hit to Tyson Bale. That's the difference between the two. That's the difference. I'm not saying Floyd ain't great. I'm saying Manny is greater because of this. When it comes to skills, who you got, Floyd or Roy? That's tough. Because I always say skills with what you possess naturally. That's tough. I think Roy is more naturally gifted. So the skills to what he possessed, he was more untouchable than Floyd. It was no doubt that Roy Jones Jr. was greater than Floyd when they were fighting at the same time. Nobody thought of Floyd. He was an afterthought when Roy was fighting, and that was Pretty Boy Floyd. So he should be doing it Manny's way based on, bro, I'm saying who's greater. Let me tell you something, dude. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Floyd Money Mayweather is great. What Manny Pacquiao is doing is greater. Look, let's talk about the undefeated record, 50-0. Does that make Floyd greater than Manny Pacquiao? The 50-0. Biz, you missed two of my questions. I know you vibing. My bad, Jerome. My bad. But you should see this. The war room is flying. Everybody hit the like button. There's 1,000 people in here. Please hit the like button. Floyd, hands down, hands really brittle. Boxing since 5. Bet. Floyd fighting with brittle hands and then adjusting to that is why that guy's one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen. Hit the Tyson Bale. He still didn't have a greater career than Manny Pacquiao. All I'm saying. Yes, it's amazing. Look, him being undefeated, let's talk about that. Him being undefeated, does that make him great? Logan ain't no joke. Huge joke. Does that make him great? Does that make him greater? How about this? Does that make him greater than Manny Pacquiao? How about this? Then let's do it like this. Do you know what a man is judged by? A man isn't measured by only his wins. A man is also measured by how he responds to losing. A man, a great fighter, a woman, a great fighter woman. Great people are measured by how they get up after being knocked down. That's what you're measured by. You can measure Manny Pacquiao, and you know that guy, the way he gets up, he jumps up, hit the Tyson Bale. Couldn't even measure Manny. You couldn't even measure Floyd. I do. I measure Floyd because to me, he lost to Castillo. And what did Floyd do? He came right back and fought him. That's what I love about Floyd, in my opinion. People had questions about his fight with Maidana. Came right back. That's what I love about Floyd. But still, officially, him being undefeated, you can't measure it. You can't measure it. I personally do because I give him a loss against Castillo. But you can't officially measure it. What about the hand numbing injections Floyd kept taking in every fight after he won against Castillo, first fight, fighting Nevada, because they allow it. Man, I don't, if they allow it, it's good. I mean, what can we say? It's just like Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, metal hand. Deontay Wilder got a metal rod in his hand, and people think Tyson Fury had metal in his gloves. Damn, Deontay Wilder's hand is full of metal. Hit the Tyson Bale. But they're allowing it. People want to know why his right hand crushing everybody, his left hand can't break a wet paper bag. His right hand's heavier, and it got metal in it. But they allow it. So what can you say? Nothing. It's your greatness that defines your legacy, not losses. 100%. Because if that was the case, Joe Calzaghe would be greater than Muhammad Ali. And who thinks that? If that was the case, Rocky Marciano would be greater than Sugar Ray Robinson. And who thinks that? So that losses, get that out of here. Now, let's look at the two. Let's look at the two. Manny Pacquiao, 8 division world titles is harder to accomplish than undefeated. Yes or no? 8 division world titles is harder to accomplish than Floyd Mayweather, than being undefeated. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? I thought Manny was done after the Marquez KO. Boy, was I wrong. Community. Facts. That's what we're talking about. Now this guy, the Super WBA champion, beating Keith one-time Thurman. Yes, it is. It is. Yes, it is. It must be. Yes. No. Yes, it is. It is far more difficult to have an 8 division world title holder than being undefeated. Want to know how I know? All you need to do is count how many people are undefeated, who retired undefeated. Look how many people got close. Julio Cesar Chavez was what? 88-0? Chavez was 88-0 for a while. Sugar Ray Robinson was 124-1. Harry Greb went what? Over 40-0 in 1 year? Joe Kawasaki is undefeated. Rocky Marciano, 49-0. A-division champ never happened again. Case closed. Exactly. The closest to being an A-division world champion is who? Who's the closest to being 89-0? I'm sorry. Hit the Tyson Bell. Benito Lopez. Also, 128-1. I'm sorry. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's how you correct me. Integrity of legacy will always champion over 50 Ws. Jimmy Wild, 91-0. Henry Armstrong, 3 division world champions simultaneously. Yep. Awesome. But who's this? I think ShowBizz knowledge is insane, dog. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather has 5. That's great. Floyd Mayweather is 50-0 with 5 division world champions. Hit the Tyson Bell. So that's nice. Okay. 4 lineal champions. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's nice. Manny Pacquiao got 8 division world championships. And 5 lineal championships. I agree with you, Biz, but he is 50-0, 5 divisions. Right. I just said that. Absolutely. Thanks for the super chat. That's nasty. Let me tell you something else Floyd Mayweather is. Okay? Floyd Mayweather got how many consecutive title defenses? How many consecutive title wins? I'm sorry. Let me say that correctly. How many consecutive title wins does Floyd Money Mayweather have? 26? Oops. Hit the Tyson Bell. 26? Yikes. Floyd, like Ali, king of the world. He is bad, man. Floyd publishing his own self. Thanks for the super chat. I think it's 26. Yeah. 26. You want to know my problem with that? Anybody want to hear my problem with that? You guys want to hear my problem with that? I'll tell you guys my problem with that. Up off it. I'm going to tell you my problem with that. Floyd Mayweather doesn't even like it. He undermines it. You want to know how I know? Because Floyd Money Mayweather said there's too many belts. I want to give him the 26 consecutive title wins, but he said there's too many belts. He doesn't even like it. He's convincing me. Now, Manny Pacquiao, he got 12 titles. He captured 12 titles. It's pretty good. Manny Pacquiao has had a title for 4 different decades. Manny Pacquiao has held a title for 4 different decades? Did you hear what Paulie Malignaggi said? Before I started boxing, Manny Pacquiao was champion. When I was champion, Manny Pacquiao was champion. When I retired, still champion. Hit the Tyson Bell. Now, Floyd stats, hit, not hit. What makes him great, not his loss, but Pac is a greater because how he chases greatness with no fear. 100%. 100%. And we're on our way back to that point. Let's do the last thing. Manny Pacquiao. Fighter of the decade, could have done it twice. Manny Pacquiao was probably deserving. He was probably deserving of Fighter of the Decade twice in a row. He was probably deserving of the Fighter of the last 20 years. Honestly, that was my vote. But Floyd Mayweather, he captured Fighter of the Decade. Okay? He captured Fighter of the Decade for this last decade. Floyd Mayweather captured Fighter of the Decade for this last decade. Now, and he did it by only fighting half the decade. Give Floyd some love for that. Give Floyd some love for that. But I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going to tell you this. Manny Pacquiao has, hold on. Which fighter will go down in history with more what ifs? Showdown, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Floyd. Manny Pacquiao fought him all. Now, let me tell you this. And thanks for the super chat. Let me go here. Errol the Truth Spence just beat Danny Swift Garcia. Now, let me ask you something. Let's talk about what greatness is made of. Let me ask you this. Errol the Truth Spence got flipped out of a Ferrari, a fast-moving Ferrari, tore his face up, lost some teeth, and didn't fight for 15 months. And then his first fight back, he kept his promise with Danny Swift Garcia, top 5 welterweight. He kept his promise and then whitewashed him. He fought Danny Swift Garcia. Now, let me ask you this. When I said Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul represents what his mindset has been his entire career, let me ask you this. With Floyd Mayweather, would he have been launched out of, if he was launched out of his Ferrari and he didn't fight for 15 months, do you think his first fight back would be against a top 5 welterweight? I'll wait. Let's do it. Let's do a what if. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather, his last fight against Berto instead of Keith Thurman. Let's look at him going 50-0 against a fighter. No, against a UFC fighter who went 0-0. Let's look at him fighting tension and now Logan Paul and to chase Iron Mike Tyson when Iron Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr. Let me ask you, you take that mentality and you tell me that boy would have taken on a top 5 welterweight after being flown out of Ferrari and being gone for 15 months. No way. That stuff that Manny Pacquiao is made of, I see that in guys right now. I see that in Errol the Truth Spence, bro. Hit the Tyson Bale. That crazy stuff, Floyd Mayweather went 50-0. You want to know why? Because he'll do that crazy stuff. When everybody say is smart, you respect that. When you, hey, man, don't do that, do this. Make sure it's a high reward, low risk. Make sure you don't fight Jake Paul. Make sure you fight Logan Paul if you're going to fight a Paul. Be smart. All you need to do is fight a Paul. You'll get money. Fight the one that's 0-1. Be smart. Greatness, though, is about taking those crazy chances. That's Errol the Truth Spence. That's Errol the Truth Spence. Crazy. At the same time, he didn't drink and drive. Facts. Hit the Tyson Bale. Beautiful point. Still, Errol Spence. That's crazy. That's Manny Pacquiao putting weights in his pockets so he can make the weight limit at 16 years old, so he could be pro as a 16-year-old, lying, saying that he's 20, saying that he's 19, 18, or whatever he said. Becoming lineal champion at flyweight, going all the way up to take on Antonio Margarito to beat him, 154 title. Fighting Keith one time, Thurman at 40-some years old, beating Keith Thurman. That Muhammad Ali taking on the likes of Shavers, taking on Foreman, taking on Joe Frazier, taking on Sonny Liston. That was crazy. Took him on twice. What, I ain't whoop you clean enough the first time? I'll do it worse the second time. Then being diagnosed with Parkinson's, telling Mike Tyson he was sick, and fighting Larry Holmes anyway. That craziness. That's craziness. Manny Pacquiao got that craziness. But that's why the career is so like, what the hell? I agree with you, Biz. But Floyd would argue he beat more world champions, and Manny stated in a lighter weight class. What do you think about that? Floyd, it doesn't matter what I think about that. Floyd doesn't respect it. He said there's too many titles. Floyd said there's too many titles. He just said it. Everybody agreed with him. Everybody, you say it's dumbness, but that's because you're not a warrior. See, the warrior heart beats different. People say Roy was dumb for taking on Tyson. Tyson is dumb for fighting right now. You will never understand the beating heart of a warrior. You'll never get it. Evander Holyfield, when Wilder said, don't throw in the towel, I'd rather die in the ring, he fired Mark Breland, not because of no spiked water. Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland because he threw in the towel. I'd rather die. Dying in the ring is dumb talk. But Wilder, his heart beats different. It beats different. You can call it dumb all you want, but those boys, their heart beat different, bro. It just does. You'll never get it. And when we talk about warriors, we're talking about being on that platform, doing what they're doing. Who was the warrior of all warriors? Well, Manny Pacquiao was greater than Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao is a road warrior, a world champion. Floyd fought at home in Nevada in the U.S. his whole career. Pacquiao didn't. People don't realize that. 100%. Sugar Ray Robinson fought everywhere. Muhammad Ali fought everywhere. Floyd would be undefeated with Pac resume. Okay, but he wouldn't be undefeated doing what Pac did. Not his resume. We all know Floyd Mayweather. We should know Floyd Mayweather's a better fighter than Pacquiao. I've said that already a million times. I'll say it again if you didn't hear me. Floyd Mayweather is a fighter than Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think he's more skillful. But in fighting the guys Manny Pacquiao fought, yes, he would have beaten Barrera. Yes. But doing what Pacquiao did, no. Because Pacquiao went from under 100 pounds up to 154. That means Manny Pacquiao campaigning at welter is like Floyd campaigning at middle. And if you would have campaigned at middle, he would have lost, bro. He would have lost. He didn't fight Canelo at 154. He would have lost. The worst Floyd ever looked every time was at 154. He always looked bad at 154. Close fights with Cotto and Oscar De La Hoya. He never looked good at 154. It's not about fighting the guys he fought. It's doing what Manny Pacquiao did. Bro, my man said stop it because I understand you love Floyd. You love him. I understand that. I can't shake you off that. But one day you're going to drop your love like me and just look at it. And just look at it. Floyd didn't roid. You tell me Floyd didn't roid. You tell me when Manny Pacquiao roid. Tell me the fight he failed the drug test. And I got you, bro. I got you, bro. Let me tell you something, dude. I think Bigfoot is probably existing somewhere. I don't have footage. Hit the Tyson bell. I don't have the footage. Now, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, neither one of them been undisputed. Neither one of them been undisputed. But let me tell you the difference. Manny Pacquiao at 41, 42 damn years old is trying like hell to do that before he leaves. That's the difference. That's the difference. Cotto fight was one of the best aggressive style. That was beautiful. I love that fight. That was one of my favorite fights from Floyd. One of my favorite fights from Floyd. Jones and Tyson never acknowledged Floyd. Amongst the fighters, Roy Jones is like, yeah, he can fight, but come on, bro. I went up to heavyweight. Hit to Tyson Bell. Floyd called himself the greatest ever. Yeah, he did. Ali, Leonard, Benitez, my three favorites of all time. That's great. ShowBizz hates black fight. Okay, now let me ask you this. Why do you think I hate black fighters? I just talked about Errol Spence. I just talked about the beating heart of Deontay Wilder. Let's get nasty for a minute. In order for me to be a great boxing analyst, I want to be a great boxing analyst. In order for me to be a great boxing analyst, must I say everything black is better than every other race? For you, I want to ask you. For me to be a great boxing analyst, must I say everything black is better than everything else for you? What about the fact that Mayweather had 3 world champions by his side since birth as teachers? Pacquiao had none and still has none. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that goes to why Floyd is so gifted. Yeah. Who's the bigger underdog? Manny Pacquiao. That's nonsense. 100%. Excellent point, Biz. Yeah. If I say, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Here's the struggle. Okay? In our black community, here's the struggle. If you're a black man, you better say everything black is better than everything else. You better say everything black is better than everything else. But if you're a white man, you better not say everything white is better than everything else. You better not say that. You better not say that. And how passionate I feel about white people not saying that everything white is better than everything else, how passionate I feel about that, I better point the finger back at myself. Hit the Tyson Bell. Because if you white, you better not say that. I'm coming down your throat if you say everything white is better than everything else. I'm coming down your throat. Why? Because that's not God talk. That's devil talk. That's not God talk. That's not godly. That's devil talk. And I am not going to do the same thing by being a black man saying everything black is better than everything else. That's devil talk. Now I ain't going to hell. Godly. And if I'm going to be a great boxing analyst, I'm keeping race out of it. We're talking boxing. All right, what's next? Everybody is allowed to be biased towards their race except black and white. Hispanics, let it be known, they're going for their own, and it's no problem. I never said that. Go for your own, but it's not my job. I'm a boxing analyst. So what I'm saying is, don't do that. Don't point the finger at me. You, as a black man, could go for all your black fighters. Please. Boxing's been on that since the beginning of time. Please. But don't ask me to do that. Don't call me a coon or hate myself, because that's not my job. My job is to be a boxing analyst. That's my job. So you do that. If you're Mexican, go for your Mexican fighters. If you're Irish, go for your Irish fighter. If you're from the UK, go for UK fighters. If you're from US, go for US fighters. But me, as a boxing analyst, don't ask me to do that. I'm a boxing analyst. So don't come at me. I'm going to do my job. Well said, sir. Blessings ever from Belfast. Thank you so much. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's what I'm saying. Don't fall for the trolling biz. I got to shut them down, bro. Make them think later. Manny tore his shoulder. I know he did. In the bank. Thanks a lot for the super chat. Now, Manny tore his shoulder. Of course he did. course he did. He had a messed up shoulder. Floyd Mayweather had a messed up shoulder against Castillo. Did he not? Floyd Mayweather had a messed up shoulder against Castillo. Did he not? Did he not? He did. It's a spiritual battle. So precipitation sway. I hear you. I hear you. Thanks for the super chat. He did. I always give Floyd love for Castillo whooped that ass though. It's Tyson Bell. But he beat a one-armed Floyd. But he beat him though. He beat him. Now, in my opinion, he beat him. Officially, he didn't. So it really doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is when Floyd got healthy, he got busy. He won the second fight when he got healthy. It's just that he didn't get that loss on his record. Likely to beat Wilfred Benitez, Floyd, or Manny. Who's more likely? Boy, they both. And then neither one beat him. Who's more likely? I don't know. They probably equally because you got to think of styles make fights. Wilfred Benitez was very busy and he was very defensively sound. He was just beautiful. The busyness of Wilfred can beat Floyd. But Manny Pacquiao is going to match his busyness. The thing is, the smarts of Wilfred may give, and the size of Wilfred may give Manny Pacquiao some serious issues. That's tough, but that was a beautiful question. It's too subjective to speak on it as if it's an absolute. How do you weigh each of their accomplishments is going to dictate your opinion? No. All you need to do is look at how difficult it's been to be undefeated and how difficult it is to be an 8 division world title holder. We got enough data. If you want to talk about data and talk about what we could just look at as far as data and hardcore facts, what's more difficult to accomplish? All you need to do is look at who has been closer to being who's been the closest to being an 8 division world title holder and who's been the closest to being 50-0. Easy. Let me tell you something. I told you before and I'll tell you again. Roy Jones Jr. said, once I got disqualified against Montel Griffin, I said, well, forget the undefeated thing. Because I was going for undefeated. Once I got disqualified, forget that. Let me go up to heavyweight. Think about what he just said. He said, you can make yourself undefeated. He looked right at Joe Kawasaki. He said, you can make yourself undefeated. Come on, man. Hit the Tyson bell. Come on, man. Floyd retired. Why does it matter? ShowBizz, just for a commercial. I appreciate your point of view since day one. More power. Kindly give a shout out to your Filipino fans. Shout out to my Filipino fans. Shout out to you guys in the bank. Thanks so much. He always co-signing, just like $2 in the bank. $2 in the bank. That's my boy right there, man. He's dope. Athletically, y'all killing in the war room. I'm usually done in an hour. And I had an hour-long argument, but you guys are going in so much. Let's see what you guys got to say. Floyd retires, try to copy TB blueprint. Oh, my God. Okay, Mayweather is not only better than Pacquiao, he's the best ever. My God. May being undefeated alone is not powerful. It's that he's beating these Hall of Fame champions coming off wins. I love Floyd Mayweather's resume. I really do, which is why Floyd Mayweather is great. You got, and thanks for the super chat. You got to understand what I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather is great. He's great. The argument is he greater than Manny Pacquiao? No. All you need to do is look at what's happening now. Manny Pacquiao is talking about fighting Errol the True Spence as a champion. Are you kidding me? Manny Pacquiao is talking about fighting Errol the True Spence as a champion. Bro, when Floyd Mayweather was leaving the sport, he didn't fight Keith Thurman. He fought Berto. No, it's not smart. It's being a warrior. See, hold on. Let me ask you guys this. What you guys are doing, this is who is the greater warrior. Boxing is about fighting. So who is the greater warrior? And you Floyd fans, keep criticizing warriors for being like warriors, being warrior-like. No, you're not being like a student. You're not being like a financial businessman. I'm judging you as a warrior because you don't play boxing. Hit the Tyson bell. Not smart. Being a warrior isn't smart. Going out to the field of battle just because you love blood isn't smart. Being warm and cozy in your home and doing what I'm doing is smart. But that's why I'm not a warrior. If Manny were to say there's too many weight divisions, would you say being 8 division is insignificant? I did not say that Floyd Mayweather having 26 consecutive title wins is insignificant. I said that Floyd thinks it is. Hit the Tyson bell. If Manny Pacquiao said it was insignificant, I'll say Manny thinks it is. That's what I'll say. No matter how much I love it or not. Like I said, I give Floyd mad love for coming back and fighting Castillo after what I perceive as a Castillo loss. But that's just me. Floyd said he's undefeated. He never said he lost to Castillo. I'm talking about me. Me? Yeah, I love that 26 wins, consecutive title wins. Floyd obviously doesn't respect it. He said there's too many belts. Pac 8 divisions titles were not all in their actual weight class, bro. They were weights. He doesn't deserve that. Oscar came down so much. Okay, you want to look at it like that? Then Floyd isn't undefeated. A new member, boy. You want to look at it from a what if, let me find to, then Floyd isn't undefeated. He lost to Castillo. How do you want to do it? Either we say officially what it is or not. If we're going off of our feelings and what we think, then Floyd ain't undefeated. If we want to go off our feelings and what we think, then Floyd isn't undefeated. Let's go off our feelings. The art of negotiating in sport is also a path to greatness. Okay, absolutely. But that doesn't make you greater. Like I said, Floyd is great, but does it make him greater? He had great negotiation skills. Does that make him greater? His negotiation skills. So do you think the weight off his shoulders would never make Mayweather a monster? Wait, so do you think the weight off his shoulders would have made Mayweather a monster? The weight off his shoulders. I don't understand that. You talking about him gaining weight? Floyd is always a monster. Floyd's a monster. But let's do it like this. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is not undefeated, and he's not 50-0. Let's do it like this. Floyd Mayweather lost against Castillo and beating Conor McGregor shouldn't count as a professional fight. In the bank, absolutely. High-low is a grown man. How about that? It's absolutely not about who is the greatest warrior. Boxing is the sweet science and a sport. You don't play boxing, and the sweet science is being a warrior. You think because of the name of the words sweet science, that doesn't mean warrior? That's a warrior. That is a warrior. The sweet science, fighting somebody where you can die. But you know the sweet science. The sweet science isn't just hitting and not getting hit. See, people think the sweet science is a fighting style. What are you talking about? Hit to Tyson Bale. The sweet science ain't a fighting style. Manny Pacquiao is part of sweet science too. It's a beautiful name. That's still being a warrior. Don't let the word sweet and science derail your thinking from that. It's a battle of two warriors. You went in for the boxing culture today, Biz. Facts. Absolutely, Jerome. Pacquiao could have been 10 division champ. Yeah, he skipped 2 divisions because of his Filipino friend, Gary. Yeah, he doesn't want to fight him. Yeah, he could have been 10. He could have been 10. Floyd ducked primes. I got a problem with that statement because Floyd wasn't forever in his prime. Look, Floyd grew old too. Floyd grew old too. And a lot of those guys ducked Floyd. A lot of those guys ducked Floyd until Floyd was the money man, hit to Tyson Bale. Floyd has a great resume. Floyd is a great fighter. Manny Pacquiao is greater. 48-1 is still better. Is it? Just the numbers? 48-1 is just better? Okay. How about this? We can. So then Harry Greb is far greater than Floyd Mayweather because of the numbers. Far greater. What'd he go? 44-0 in 1 year? Hold on. Let me make sure I got the number right. Hold on. He went 45-0 in 1 year. What year was that? He went 45-0 in 1 year. Harry Greb. And only had sight in one eye. He had one eye and went 45-0. That means he's way greater than Floyd Mayweather. Way greater. I'll take that any day. 1919. Floyd schooled Manny. Manny lost a lot. Not a lot. Facts are in the bank. Thank you so much. Manny lost. Not a lot. No, not a lot. But let me tell you something about Floyd Money Mayweather and his career. Hold on. De La Hoya. Was that Bum or Burn? Bum versus Triple G. Make it happen. Funny. Let me tell you something about Floyd Money Mayweather, man. Floyd Mayweather, okay, is the only one who did his career this way, the way he did it. And Floyd has convinced many people to thinking that this is how you should do it, to thinking that's boxing and that's the sweet science. Fight a YouTuber as an exhibition. That's what you should do after retirement. Obviously, you still want to fight. How about Ali? He fought an exhibition. Did he end his career fighting exhibitions? No, he ended his career passing the torch. People don't understand. People are following the Floyd Mayweather way as if that makes the sport of boxing better. When Dana White said Floyd Mayweather versus this YouTuber lets you know everything you need to know about the current state of boxing, he was right. And who's to blame? Floyd Mayweather. Hit to Tyson Bale. And you guys are co-signing it. Floyd and Manny, common opponents, have all said Floyd is the best they fought. That matters more than our opinion. Antonio, you came late. That's what she said. You came late. I said Floyd Mayweather was a better fighter. I said Floyd Mayweather would beat Manny Pacquiao every time. Every time. Look, have Tommy Hearns ever beaten Iran Barkley? Has Tommy Hearns ever beaten Iran Barkley? Let's talk. Has Tommy Hearns ever beaten Iran Barkley? Let me ask you this. Who's greater, Tommy Hearns or Iran Barkley? Still subjective. How you choose to weigh each accomplishment says it all. Stats is one tool, not all. Been a war several times, got medals, ribbons. G. Harris, we spoke about that, bro. We spoke about that. Exactly. Hearns couldn't beat Iran Barkley, but Hearns is greater. I don't think Manny Pacquiao can beat Floyd, but Manny is greater. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody is saying that Floyd was a tougher egg to crack. Manny has a greater career. Hit the Tyson bell. Thanks for the super chat, Billy Joe. You get what I'm saying? Manny has never unified. Has Floyd? Wait. Manny has never unified. Hasn't he unified? I know he's never been undisputed. Neither one's been undisputed. I'm going to steal the F inside Tyson Bale. Let me tell you this. If you guys can't see Manny Pacquiao right now looking to take on Errol Spence as a champion, if you guys can't see that as a great thing, let me ask you this. Is that a great thing? Is that a great thing? Is that a great thing? How about this? How about this? Who ended their careers greater? Floyd or Manny? Who ended their careers greater? Floyd or Manny? Manny got losses to subpar opponents and also got several severely outboxed and handled completely in the ring. People just want to see Floyd lose so bad. Blasphemy. Well, you just lied. He was supremely outboxed and he's subpar supremely, and then you just show your bias so much that it's a wrap with your whole comment. Thanks for the super chat. You can't do that. Can't just lie like that. Manny Pacquiao has a better second half to his career than Floyd. Yes? Yes? So the question is, who had a better first half? Manny has a better end of his career than Floyd. Yeah? People need to understand that sweet science isn't just about hit and not get hit. Yes, there are other aspects to the game. Absolutely. By Floyd, he did. Facts. True. Everybody can agree with that. True. Manny Pacquiao had a better second half of his career than Floyd. True. Yes. Yeah, I know that. Bernard Hopkins had a better second half of his career than Roy. Bernard Hopkins had a better second half of his career than Roy Jones. But let me tell you the difference between Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins and Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Both of them at their best. Both of them at their height. When Roy was at his height, he was the first to get fighter of the decade. Bernard Hopkins didn't. Roy got fighter of the decade at their height. At their height, Manny and Floyd, who's the first to get fighter of the decade? At their very best, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, at their very best, who got fighter of the decade? Now, all y'all just told me that the second half of their careers, Manny Pacquiao was better. Y'all just told me that. Y'all just told me that. Y'all just said the second half of their careers, Manny Pacquiao is ending his career better than Floyd Mayweather. Y'all just told me that. So now we got to measure at their height. At their height, who got fighter of the decade? Bro, people ducked Floyd clearly in his career until he was Money Man. I agree with that. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Missed my super chat. My bad. Let me go find it. I'm getting a lot. We're still going in. We're still going in. Oh, man, your super chat's gone, man. My bad, brother. It's just so, people are going in so much in the war room. It's just on. How many times, hey, Bert, how many different times? Ring Magazine doesn't like Floyd, but Floyd just got fighter deck. Bro, listen. You can't say that people don't agree with you because they don't like your favorite fighter. That's just, listen. Floyd dug Triple G? No. He just not doing what Manny Pacquiao was doing. Listen to this. We're going to go back to our original point. Now that we got more people in here. Why is Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul? This is our last point, and then I'm out. Why is Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul? In a boxing match. Money. Somebody said legacy. Would he make more money fighting Pacquiao or Logan Paul? Would he make more money fighting Pacquiao or Logan Paul? Pacquiao. No, Pacquiao all day. His the pay-per-view, do you guys know the price of the pay-per-view for fighting Logan Paul? You guys seen the price? $24. You think Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao right now would be for $24 in an exhibition? You think Floyd Mayweather against Manny Pacquiao right now would be for $24? $25, right? Mayweather versus Pacquiao would be for $100, bro. Easy. Yep, it'd be for $100. Easy. If he was doing it for money, he'll fight Pacquiao. If he was doing it for money, he'll fight Pacquiao. Do you think he'll actually fight Logan or just talk? It's everywhere. He's fighting Logan. We got the price for the pay-per-view. I just told you the price for the pay-per-view. Thanks for the super chat. It's not about money. It's about an easy way. It's about how easy I can do it. And if you're going to fight a Paul, why not fight the one who's going viral in Fort Knox? In the bank in Fort Knox. It's dope. If you're going to fight a Paul, why not fight the one that's going viral? That's more money. Who's more money right now? Sideshow Floyd. And far as end of their careers, Floyd was not very active for long stretches. Pac as a warrior taking these fights. 100%. Thanks for the super chat. Let me ask you something. It's easier Mayweather fights. Because Tyson pay-per-view was a success. Let me tell you, what's a bigger fight? Floyd versus Logan Paul right now or Floyd versus Jake Paul? What's a bigger money fight right now? What's a bigger money fight? Logan Paul or Jake Paul? What's a bigger money fight? Who has more views on YouTube on their previous fight, Manny or Floyd? People remember the war Pacquiao had. Right. He dug in KSI. Jake. He's even taking the easier Paul. It's not the money. We just brought up Manny Pacquiao being worth more money than Logan Paul, a fight with Logan Paul. But Jake Paul is even more money than Logan Paul. He said he wouldn't give Manny a rematch because he a sore loser and it's bad business. He said it after Manny was talking after the fight. Okay. Maidana headbutted him, elbowed him, and he fought Maidana again. You can't get no sore than that. He wanted to beat up both Pauls for fake black get back. But the thing is, the moment may pass. The moment's now to fight Jake Paul. He's buzzing. The moment's now. And why would Floyd Mayweather make it a thing to fight YouTubers? You guys are acting like, oh man, what he's really trying to do is fight both YouTubers. That show you the type of warrior Floyd Mayweather is. He's going to fight both YouTubers. Goes to that old saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Wrong. Mayweather just did. Funny. In the bank. While Floyd is trying to fight both YouTubers. Manny Pacquiao is talking about Errol Spence or Terrence Bud Crawford. While you guys are saying, man, he's going to do the right thing. He's going to do the smart thing. He's going to fight both YouTubers. Manny Pacquiao, he's talking about taking on Errol Spence or Terrence Bud Crawford. Not saying it's right, just repeating what he said. My bad. Because Nate went to sleep. He wanted to be a savior. A savior of, right, Jerome, but a savior fight Jake. Fight Jake. So, hey, I think we made our point. We didn't come to any solution here. And I know there's a lot of people still coming in, but I'm just going to have to bounce on you guys, okay? We made some good points, but we didn't come to no real solution. I don't think. I know people who already thinks Manny Pacquiao was greater. Still thinks he's greater. Hit the Tyson bell. People who are on the fence may have went to Manny Pacquiao here. But if you're a strong Floyd fan, you stayed home. I can respect that. ShowBizz for adult. Everybody, we got that live stream commentary. Anthony AJ Joshua is talking like he's ready for all the smoke. So we got to do a live stream or something. Talk about Anthony AJ Joshua versus Pulev. We got to talk about those things. Or maybe I can do one of my videos or something, but we got to hype that fight. And I will have my live stream commentary this weekend on that fight, Anthony Joshua versus Pulev. We got to do a live stream commentary there. Go to busr.com/showbiz. The link is in the description box below. Go there to make a bet on the fight. ShowBizz for adult. I'm out. Dude, Manny Pacquiao. It's greater, man. But Floyd will beat him in a fight. That's just it.